Today is the 4th of July, and on this special day, millions of Americans around the world will come together with barbecues, picnics, and family gatherings to commemorate that country's 230th anniversary of independence.
Well, here at home, officials of the U.S. Embassy rang in the independence celebrations in grand style with a pre-independence party at the Liberty Outlook.
LaDawn Davis also attended the independence celebration party.
Their foundation was built on liberty, freedom, good governance, and democracy. And some 238 years later, Americans everywhere continue to celebrate in grand style the bravery of 56 members of the Congress who signed the Declaration of Independence. On Independence Eve, dozens were adorned in red, white, and blue to pay tribute to New York with a salute to a great American tradition, the Broadway musical at the Liberty Overlook. Deputy Director of Strategy, Policy, and Plans, Brigadier General Joseph Whitlock, says gaining independence holds a special place in the hearts and minds of members of the military.
For members of the military, this holiday has special meaning as well. We have the privilege to serve our country, to champion and defend the high ideals so bravely articulated on that hot summer day so long ago.
Incoming United States Charge d'Affaires Lisa Johnson pledged to continue to build upon the commitment both countries share.
I'm very proud to serve in the Bahamas, a country that shares the United States' commitment to the ideals of freedom, democracy, and good governance that form the basis of our great partnership. I look forward to helping to strengthen the robust security cooperation, which is improving security for the citizens of both of our countries. We also will continue to work together on innovative solutions to spur economic development, advance social equality, and promote a clean and secure energy future for the region.
Meanwhile, Governor General His Excellency Sir Arthur Folkes also reflected briefly on the history behind this long-lasting partnership.
The histories of the United States of America and the Bahamas stretches back into antiquity. Throughout the age of discovery and the age of colonization, right into the modern era. And even before the end of our own colonial era 41 years ago, we became and remain very good friends and neighbors.
Now the incoming U.S. Charge d'Affaires will be sworn in on July 9th, just a day before the country celebrates its 41st independence. LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
In news from Parliament, Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama Pt.2 has criticized Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie and Minister of Education the Honourable Jerome Fitzgerald's comments regarding the Grand Bahama Power Company after it terminated electricity to Grand Bahama public schools after non-payment of bills last week. The Prime Minister called the actions unchristian and uncharitable, while Fitzgerald questioned if the company wanted to create a strained relationship with the government. But Turnquest, speaking in the House of Assembly Wednesday, said the government was wrong and should have paid its bill. He says there are thousands of Grand Bahamians without power and urged government to bring about energy reform, as no resident should be slave to a power company.
And I don't know if the government is saying to the businesses in this country that no matter what the government owes you, no matter what bills it runs up, that you must bear with us.
Now, Turnquest's comments drew a response from Member of Parliament for Tall Pines, Leslie Miller, who said he was disappointed by the stance. Miller says he believes the move by the Grand Bahama Power Company sets an unfortunate precedent when a private entity would turn off a vital service.
I wonder what would happen, Mr. Speaker, if Durand Memorial Hospital was owed them an amount of money, or if one of our other social services.
That's the point.
No, that's the point. If you turn off one, you can turn off any. I think all corporate entities in this country have a responsibility, Mr. Speaker, to live up to their obligations.
It's been over 21 days, and attorney Wayne Monroe says he has yet to get a response from government over the more than $16 million he claims is owed to members of the Police Staff Association in overtime pay. Monroe, who represents the association, issued a letter to both the Commissioner of Police and National Security Minister on May 16th, demanding that officers be compensated. So far, no response. This, he says, leaves him no other choice but to pursue a class action suit on behalf of the officers.
We're at this point settling a writ to sue on behalf of all of the officers who work the overtime, and we're seeking to do it as a representative action. Well, we are looking at doing that within the next 10 to 14 days. It is complicated by the fact that there's a promotional exercise now in the police force, and we want to be sensitive to our clients. We don't want to, we're not saying that it would be held against them, but having said that, we don't want to raise any unnecessary issues with any of their careers.
Monroe says an argument that officers should not be paid because they are police officers and are expected to work long hours to protect the country is, quote, ludicrous.
Every time people get nervous, they put on these shifts. The people working the shifts are human beings and have rights. And at the end of the day, yes, they do a law enforcement function at these road checks because they apprehend persons with firearms and drugs. But the largest result of them are usually traffic tickets that can pay for the exercise. An argument to say they shouldn't be paid overtime would be that they're police officers, so they shouldn't be paid at all. They have families that they're away from. A very practical thing is if you go home as a police officer and you're dead tired, the work you did around your house you probably can't do, and it's a matter that if you work you should be paid.
Police officers were put on a 12-hour shift in September 2013 over a 2.5-month period after a spate of murders and violent crimes. Just 3 months later, officers were placed back on extended hours for around 2 weeks. In October 2013, Anaja said he was not deaf to the PSA's calls for overtime pay. However, he did not say when or if officers would be compensated. Still to come, a trailblazer in Junkanoo is remembered.
And later on, softball hits the field in Spanish Wells. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is Larissa Sawyer with your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. This week's steady trading momentum topped last week's, with a total of 108,635 shares crossing hands on the exchange. This represented an increase in trading volume of 58,797 shares, compared to 49,838 last week. Bank of the Bahamas released their third quarter financial statement, ending March 31st, 2014, showing a drop in equity of more than $13 million compared to last year, ending March 31st, 2013. This can be attributed to a decrease in interest income from non-performing loans. For more information, you can visit the company's website, www.bankbahamas.com. In international markets, the U.S. celebrates their independence, and U.S. job data bolstered the outlook for exports to developing nations. Emerging market stocks were set for their biggest weekly gain in a month. Here's your investment tip for the week. Summer is here, finally. So now is the time to revisit your retirement, pension, and investment plans to make sure they are working the way they need to. Whether it's stocks, bonds, private placements, or mutual funds, expand your investment opportunities with Royal Fidelity. This has been your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. For more information, log on to our website at www.royalfidelity.com. I'm Larissa Sawyer.